Welcome, Moon Gang. Nice to see you guys up here enjoying this nice moon climate. Staring back at those beautiful bare sons of bitches on Earth. Look at them back there. Just bitter. It's glorious. Glorious day for the moon grind. Listen, this week was rough. I ain't gonna lie. This week was a challenge. Just kept averaging down. Just kept dipping into the money that you don't need to put into the market and just putting it back into the market. Look, man, I was down a lot this week. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. Not for a second. I was down like 5 grand, which is a lot to me. I bought into some stocks this week. If you follow the channel, that look, everything took a hit. That was just the market this week. It was bad, bad, baby. So yesterday, I took a chance. Look, I was in Clover, and I was doing pretty good in Clover, and then I rode that down, and I was like, I'm gonna get out of Clover for a minute because it's going sideways, and I'll come back. I'm gonna put my money into. I picked Luminar. That was my pick. There was Skills, Luminar, Microvision. Those were the three on my list because they were all like coming back off this reversal that just started up. I'm like, man, Skills ran up too high for my blood. I was like, bro, this is getting real dangerous. So I didn't pick that one. Microvision, I know, was a bargain at where it was at. So was Luminar. Microvision was also up like 20 something percent one day. I was like, it's too steep. So I didn't put in that one. I went with the safer of the bets, Luminar, which was lower on the total bull. Now, I rode that out and it dropped a little bit. And I was like, man, you know what? I'm going to get up out of here. I'm going to buy Microvision. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to YOLO it. I liked the chart, but I didn't like it enough, man. I didn't like it enough to jump in. So here we are. This is Microvision. I bought in yesterday, and I traded it up a little bit, down a little bit. My average price was $13.60 and change, right? So it opened today, and I bought in. Before I go any further on this one, I also bought in 2 call options on Robinhood. I went over there and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go all in on Microvision. So let's just double down. So I transferred, you can put $1,000 in Robinhood and have instant buying power. It's basically buying on margin, but they'll let you use that. This is the max. Everything else is gonna take like 2 days to settle. My camera's freaking out. Don't worry about that. It's not important. But I bought 2 $10 calls on Microvision yesterday to the tune of $860. That's what they cost me. And let them ride. Woke up this morning and it was up like 8%. I was like, this is it. It's going to happen. And I was hoping for like $14.50, $15. But let's get 15. That'd be great. So that was cool. So then look what happens to that. It was a nail biter, man. Like I had so much to do and I was just like glued to the freaking candles. It starts off, it bumps up. I'm like, oh man, this is going to be good. It's going to be so good. Comes down a little bit. I'm like, okay. See what the market does. Goes up more. I'm like, oh shoot. Breaks 15. I'm like, this is it. Had some people on my live stream, and it's like, hey, guys, how long do I hold it? I was up like 30-40% of my calls. I was like, dude, this is great. So I'm up, I was up like 200 something bucks on calls. I was up like $1,000 on the day, and my shares. I'm like, this is gonna be freaking phenomenal. So then it just continues the uptrend. So I'm like, oh shoot, breaks $16. Bro, I'm freaking out. I'm like, this is it. So then I start listening to trade mode James, who's like the Microvision guy. He's all on Microvision. He's on Microvision until it goes to wherever. So I'm listening to him, his chart analysis, and I'm like, I'm getting pumped. I'm like, dude, we can do that. I'm gonna try to turn this off and back on. I don't know, maybe that works. But so I'm like, dude, he's like, dude, if this thing hits 1930, game on. Like it's going to 20 something. There's no stopping. I'm like, He's like, I don't think it'll hit 1930 today, but if it breaks this, next thing I know, it's at 17. I'm like, oh snap! That was right about here, right? 10:35 this morning, hit 17 and change. I was like, dude, I didn't sell it, and I was up pretty good. I was like, oh, man, my calls were up like 300, 400 bucks. I was like, oh man, this is great. Up 40%, 50%. I'm like, dude, this what should I do? I don't want to hold. Now keep in mind, these aren't calls that expire today. They expire in 3 weeks. But the longer I hold them, the worth a lot less money. So the thing kind of hits a dip. I'm gonna pull it back up. Kind of hits this dip and just keeps climbing. I'm like, bro, it hits 19 bucks. I'm up on shares. I'm up like 5,500 bucks. The call option up $1,000. I'm like, bro, I'm up 6,500. I need to get out. But maybe if it touches 1930, it's gonna run. So it didn't, and it fell back a little bit. And I ended up selling at like 1840 or 1850 or something like that. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna buy this dip. Let's see what happens. It starts falling off. I'm like, that's probably not head and shoulders, but it's gonna be a dip. So I buy it back in. It tanks another $1.50. It tanks all the way down to like 16 something. And I'm like, whoa! Now I sold the calls. I was up over just over $1,000 on the calls. So I sold those. I'm done. I was done with those. And I was like, oh, so it pumped up a little bit, and I ended up selling the shares that I rebought. And I was like, dude, this thing's gonna head and shoulder hard. So that's where I was at. I was like, this is bad. And it took another dip, and then it started getting this slow climbing reverse. Like it was like, man, you know what? It's not going to complete the head and shoulder pattern. That was only on the 1 minute. Keep in mind, the head and shoulders was mainly on the 1 minute chart. When I back out, zoom out of this thing, we saw it forming mainly right here on the 1 minute. And then it just didn't. So I bought back in. I was like, game on. We'll burn all the day trades. I don't even give a shit. Let's get some of them attendees back. I was already still up like $4,000. Like, just give it back to me. I gave up some, like, whatever. So I bought back in at like 1740 or something, right? Just whatever. Put it back in. $18,000 worth of some shit, right? And I'm riding it up, and it's down, it's up. I'm like watching it just barcode into the bell, and it goes up. Oh, sorry, I clicked on the wrong stock here, after. And it goes up. And I was like, dude, I can't do it. Because keep in mind, now look, it closed 36% up on the day, which is incredible. And it could possibly go to 24 next week. It's possible. But I was already up, man. Like, look, you take into my 2 day trades that I ended up making, and I was up freaking 5,500 bucks again, you know, plus the thousands. I'm sitting pretty. And I'm thinking back in my head, if I were to hold it, my averaging price is so high. Like, if it tanks 10%, I'm gonna be out $1,800. So I just sold it, man. You diamond handlers, man, you know, that's great. If you got $1,000 in it or something, more power to you. If you bought in at $10 or $12, more power to you, bro. But I was down. I was hurting so bad this week, I had to get up out of it. So we'll see what happens next week. I'll probably re-enter one of them. But Mvis recovered it. I put on my Mood Gang shirt. Look at this bad boy right here. Boom. Gorilla Gang. You know, and you could say that's an ape. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if you're apes. Gorilla's a monkey's a monkey at this point. Monkeys are on the moon. We are on the moon. And if you're holding Mvis, until look, next week's going to be probably big for this company. It's probably going to hit hard. It had a big run up. It's going to take a dip. But it's probably going to go back up. And I'm going to make some more money on it. But I recovered nicely. Who knows, man? Who knows? So that was awesome. Look at some of the other ones that made some big moves. AMC, look, the AMC apes, more power to you for holding strong. The thing's making small moves. It's doing all right. My Clover buddies out there, this one disappointed today. It looked so strong off the open. It was up like 10%, 930. I was like, dude, this thing's going back to 10. And I was kind of like, man, should I get up in that? But I didn't. And I was chatting with some of the people on the live. I was like, dude, I thought the chart was going to make it. I did. Look at the 30-minute. Like, it's just making cups. It just made a big old set of tits. That's what it did. That's what we got. Clover Health gave you a little augmentation on Clove. We'll see where it goes. If you look at that pattern, makes another cup, makes another handle, it might dip again, but it's still trending up. So all is not lost. The other ones that rocketed up, dude, Skills. I'm impressed with Skills' ability to hang tight. Look at that bad boy. I'm gonna pull it up. Hold up. Pull it up. I just realized that I didn't even put Clover up here. I'll show you them. I'll show you that augmentation on Clover real quick. Right on the 30-minute. Right there it is. Boom. Big old fat set of C's right there. See if you can't turn them into something beautiful. Move your way up. Right, so Skills had this hella run up, and then it just tanked so hard yesterday. Oh, it was awful. It was awful to watch. Look at that. 1981 down to $16. Horrendous. After hours shoots up, so up like 9%, something like that. Comes in, hits some bounces around, dude. It looks like I don't know. It looks like OJ's lie detector test up in here. That's what it looks like. But finished strong, up 10%. Pretty much 10%. And it's holding in the after hours, right after 6 o'clock. We'll see where it ends up. So that was also freaking nuts. And then Luminar here, Laser, LAZR, freaking murdered it. If I just stuck in this one for the 2 days, I was bought in an average of like whatever it was down here, I'd have been sitting real pretty. That one's gained up a hot minute in 2 days. So if you're holding that, dude, more power to you guys. I see you up here. See you up here on this moon base. And I'm not even going to attribute any of this to Wall Street bets. I mean, Microvision, they say, was the #1 searched stock on Reddit. Probably on the internet with what's going on. And it's still heavily shorted. The price buy action, it's just so volatile. I'm going to sneeze. Hold that thought. The volatility is crazy. So I don't encourage you to do any of the things that I do. I mean, I like high risk, high reward. I do. A part of me just likes the thrill of it, right? The thrill of watching you put in money and then you're like, look at that. And then you gotta, if you've never experienced a loss of like thousands of dollars in an hour, you're like watching yourself bleed out. It's a terrible gut feeling. It feels so bad. But you experience it enough times and you hold through it and you come out on the other side. Unless you bought, in at 50% up, then get used to it. You're gonna feel it for a minute. Don't get stuck holding that back. Chase the FOMO. If you're gonna buy into a stock on the way up and it's up 20%, and you're like, dude, this thing's gonna go to freaking 5,000. It's not. But if you buy in at 20% and it's 1030, look, you might get 10% more out of it. You might get 20% more out of it. There's a good chance that it's going to end up where you bought it or farther down. You got to play them day trades quick. And I will emphasize this. I bought Microvision on Cash App. I got all my money, most of it in Cash App. I have some other ones too. But I like the ability to just quickly throw it in there for something like this, something so crazy volatile. The only way that I would trade any of these on Cash App is using the new feature that's on there that lets you do custom buy and sell orders. Because you can set that price tag and you won't miss it out. Because otherwise, if you just hit buy and it's at, let's just say it's at 22.18 and you hit buy, you might pay 22.50. You're gonna buy the ask. The ask is whatever, and then it's a little bit delayed. They take your order and they sell it to a hedge fund before they buy it. They sell the data, and so the stock moves. So if you set your buy price, that's exactly what you're buying it for, and also exactly what you're selling it for. So when it touches that, it has to touch it for more than just like a flicker, but once it hits that price point, you sell it. Then you know exactly what you're locking in. So all that aside, what I did at the end of the day, I had a bunch of money in Cash App. I withdrew some of that cash because I put it in there and I really didn't need to. Put it back where it came from. And then I took a look after market close at this bad boy right here. And I hadn't been paying attention to it. Boom, Bitcoin. Man, Bitcoin took a freaking tumble. Holy balls. 47,000. Insane fall from grace. So I left work right about, I don't know, it was in here somewhere, what, 4:30. So it was like 51,000 even or so, something like that. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to put all this money into Bitcoin because I look at the chart. Bitcoin's been trading high as balls. It's down 16, 15 grand or whatever. But look at this nasty reversal that we could see happen right now. Highly unlikely that Bitcoin continues a downtrend from here, right? Highly unlikely that it goes down from 50 grand. But worst case, it does drop, 2%. I'm not out much at all. Best case scenario, it goes up to like 55, 56, 58 over the weekend. And I make another like $500-600 off Bitcoin before the market opens. So that's my play right now. I looked at, I can't buy Doge with what I have. I'd have to transfer it in and out and stuff. But Doge looks like it's having somewhat of a reversal. I'm just, I'm not going to, I thought about using the money I had in Robinhood and put it into Doge and just see if it rides back up to like 30 cents. But the bid-ask spread on it's kind of high, and the price to buy and sell it, it would really have to go up like over 30 for that to be worth even risking it. I don't really want to lose that. So that's where I'm at, man. Look, I'm proud of you guys who made money out there today. I appreciate anyone who watches this video. If you give me a like on it, if you like the content or not. If you want me to talk about some other stuff, that's cool too. One of the guys today gave me some stocks to look at as well, even some pink slip stocks, some OTC stocks. So I'm going to look at those. Maybe I'll play around with them too. But all in all, man, hella ending to the week, dude. Like, this was like a 5-round fight. And like the first day, first round you were winning, and the second round you're getting winded, and the third and fourth round they just beat the brakes off of you, and then the fifth round you came out, Superman punched the bell. That's what this was. Superman punch at the bell, 1 second, KO, left in the fight, walk away like a boss. That's how I felt today. That's how I plan on entering Monday. Hopefully Bitcoin don't do me dirty. We're going to do fight companion tomorrow night. Also, if you want to watch something other than stocks, we're going to do fight companion for UFC 261. Kamaru Usman versus Jorge Masvidal. Me and old Jacob Hamrick are going to be up in here chatting about it, talking shit. It's going to be a good time. So we'll see you guys later.